Today we will discuss about JUnit lifecycle methods. JUnit lifecycle methods. Like whenever we are developing tests, we may need to perform some common operations such as creation of objects and like setting up some test data, like that. So before each method we need to perform some operation, and after execution of particular test case we need to remove the objects which we created, or removing the test data which we have created, or the DB connections which we have created. So for that we need to think of two scenarios. One is like before each test case what we need to do, and after each test what we need to do. First we need to have a clarity like what we are going to be doing in this particular before each test. Like for a scenario for the calculator utils, instead of creating every object in each and every method, before a particular method is executed, then we will create an object, and after method is executed, then we will remove the object. Let us consider this scenario as of now. So we are taking the example of creating of object. In our scenario it is nothing but calculator utils. Okay, after execution of the test scenario we need to remove the object. Removing of object or releasing of resources, we can tell. Like with this scenario we will perform a particular example, and I will show you a demo on it. For this what we will do is we will just remove the calculator utils from the particular method, and we will create a instance variable for it, and we will assign an object to the instance variable in a particular before each method. I'll just give you a demo on it. I'm just removing. So I just created this variable. Now I'll create a @ before each method. I'll rename. No, public is not required for us. Like set before each. And for this calculator utils we will use the new calculator utils. I'll turn off the Codium AI browser AI from my IDE. So I have created the object. So now I will remove this or comment it out from the particular method for all the methods. Okay, this test check for not null is a different scenario for us, because here we are testing for object is null or not. Let us leave this scenario as of now. To check whether this method is executed or not, I'll keep one sysout method like @ before each executed before the execution of test method. I am just writing a simple message like this before each is executed before the execution of test method. This is for our understanding. So now we will run the entire class. Yeah, if you see here, at the rate before each executed for 4 times, because we have 4 methods, it is executed for 4 times. Now I'll write after each also. In our scenario, just like the garbage collection is removing the object, let us assume, and I'll keep one sysout object like to understand after each has been executed. Void set after each. Like what in our scenario is nothing but calculator utils is equal to just null. I'm just giving it as a null. I'm in the printout, I'm just writing like at the rate after each is executed after the execution of test method. So if we run this entire class, we need to get 4 after each statements. Yeah, if you see here, before each executed for 4 times and after each is also executed 4 times. So just for understanding sake, we have printed this. If you want which method is executed, and just will keep some print statements in each particular method which we are executing. So in every method I will write running test or executing test is nothing but I will use the same display name. So I'll keep for all the 4 methods just to understand which method is executed at the particular instance. Just I'm copy pasting the method name, that's it, not anything different from it. So now if we print, we will understand before each method and after each method which method is executing. Yeah, executing for test not null, test equals. So here we have given the order as 1 for 2 methods. That's the reason we are the test not equals is executing before the test equals. Sorry, test not null is executing before the test not null, because this is having the highest precedence with the order. As of now I'll change the order to 1, 2, 3 and 4 so that all the methods which we have defined in a particular order will get executed one by one. Yeah, if you see here, test equals is first, not equals is second, null is third and not null is fourth. Yeah, this is the order which we have defined. If you see the execution sequence, like execution sequence, first at the rate before each is executed, after that at the rate test method is executed, like nothing, which is nothing but method 1. After method 1 again, after each is executed, similarly method 2 is executed, similarly 3 and 4 also executed. Like most of the scenarios in the before each we will keep like database connections, and after each we will just remove the database connections, release database connections or remote servers, etc. Like we may have another annotations also, like at the rate before all, like at the rate before all and at the rate after all. Here the name suggests like what it is going to be, like it is a self description tag. We can assume like method is executed only once before all the test methods are executed. Like it is generally, as we discussed previously, like before each we will use the database connections and all, but only one time we define the database connections and all. So in the before all we will define all the database connections. For example, we may assume like DB connection or server connections. We will define before all. And coming to the after all, this is executed once all the test methods are executed. Only once it is executed. Like it is useful for relieving the DB connections which we have acquired previously, or server connections, DB connections, server connections, anything which you want a instance to be removed at a time at the total application level. Here the sequence will be nothing but this will be the common, but these are available like before all, at the rate before all, and at the rate after all. This execution will be from the top to bottom order. And one more thing we need to keep clear, like for the before all method whichever we are giving, we need to include a static keyword is necessary. Before the method. Like method modifier we can say, sorry, method return type I mean to say. Suppose if our method nothing but public, sorry, void print, then we need to use a static keyword before this. Similarly for after all also. Let us see the example for it. Here I need to write at the rate before all static. I will show without mentioning the static keyword, set before each case. Before all, for present just I'll print only a at the rate before all is executed. You see, hover on the method, it will say fix before all method signature. So by default the compiler will, sorry, IDE will add the static keyword that we have discussed previously, like before all should have the static keyword before the return type in the method signature or method body. Similarly we will define at the rate after all also. static void set after all. At this scenario, I am just writing only print statement only to check whether this is executing correctly or not, as we have discussed this sequence order. Now I will execute the class calculator utils. Yeah, if you see here, at the rate before all is executed before all the test methods are executed, individual test methods are executed, and after all is executed once all the test methods are executed. As the sequence is also nothing but the same sequence it was printed as we have discussed. Thank you.